Okay, I think it's working. Okay, all right, I think I'm live now. Hi, hello, hello, hello. If you watch this on the replay, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day, great week. Hope you're excited about this week. I know I am. And I wanted to come on and I'm going to share this topic with you guys today. So, if you want to, you're welcome to comment below and say hi. Alrighty. Okay. All right. So, welcome to this training today. I'm going to be talking with you about um, 5 marketing tasks that you want to complete, ideally before 2023 gets here. And if you're watching this later and it's already 2023, then you know what you need to do right now, right? And immediately, right away. So, we're going to talk about what are the 5 marketing tasks that you need to complete before 2023 gets here. Like, why are they important? One thing I have learned in business is that if you're talking about 2023 or whatever the upcoming year is, in 2023, you're already behind. And so essentially you have to be thinking ahead. You have to honestly, as a business owner, you got to be already thinking ahead. You have to already be planning ahead, ideally months in advance. So you have to be obviously present now, but then you have to also be thinking in the future later. So I am looking forward to talking about this with wherever you are in your business, whatever level you're at right now, this is going to be essential for you, especially if you want to incorporate or you're trying to incorporate social media in whatever capacity so that way your business can thrive as well online, right? So if this is your first time listening or listen to this, my name is Choma, or I go by Nurse Choma. And just really quickly about myself, I am a registered nurse that started. I graduated from nursing school in 2010, but I started my very first business, which is called Choosing Nursing, in 2015. And essentially, the focus of that is to help nursing graduates to successfully pass their boards exam, primarily those that are repeat test takers, those that have been struggling to pass. That's what the focus has been since 2015. So I built that business completely with social media and implementing different type of organic as well as paid strategies, using online, using digital marketing. And so I've been fortunate to have over 100,000 followers across social media, and we reached almost a million monthly views on Pinterest. And I just recently started a TikTok platform where now, the last time I checked, it has almost 900,000 views within the past 60 days and over 12,000 followers. So I definitely understand what you need to do to get visibility and traction, right? So if you could duplicate what you're doing right now in order to create another stream of income or to improve the income that you have now, then you definitely want to pay attention. So what are the 5 marketing tasks that you want to start working on, that you want to complete ideally right away? So the first one, and I'll talk about what they are. So take notes, listen to them, and then implement hopefully what I'm sharing. The first thing is that you need to clean up your list. All right, clean up your list. So if you have an email list, okay, an email list, um, and no matter what size it is, you want to honestly prioritize cleaning it up right now. So pretty much what cleaning up a list means is that you are going to remove contacts on your list who have not been engaging with your emails. There's a couple of reasons why, and I'll talk to you. If you don't have an email list, just hold on. I'll talk to you in a second as well. There's a couple of reasons why this is so important. Is because when you when you're sending out emails and you're sending out, and the people that are in those emails, if they are not engaging for like several months, get them off, remove them off your list because it's going to hurt your deliverability. Your deliverability essentially means that your ability to reach the people on your list. So if a lot of the people on your list are either not engaging or they're not real contacts, it's going to hurt your deliverability. It's going to hurt your ability to reach the real people on your list. So you're going to get less open rates, less engagement, which results in what? Less sales, right? So that's why it is important. And you have to remember too, no matter what platform that you're using, you're paying for those emails, right? There's a monthly cost associated, usually it's a fixed cost that's associated with the number of emails that you have on your email list. So you're paying for that. So now for me, I've learned that okay, if you're not engaging with our emails, then we have to remove you because then it's gonna cost me. So I don't have a problem when people say I'm unsubscribing. I'm like, yes, good, please. I don't have to pay for you anymore now because obviously you're not my ideal client then. So and don't be offended when people unsubscribe, unfollow. I think that's probably one of the biggest things for a lot of people is that sometimes you might be afraid that, oh, you're gonna annoy people. Let me tell you right now, there's people. I know we get lots and lots of emails a day, but a lot of people honestly are on different emails because at some point there's something that they will need or want. And honestly, a lot of people don't really subscribe unless it's like the reason why somebody unsubscribes is because this is not what I want. This is not. I don't want to hear about this. I don't need X, Y, and Z, right? So that's perfect. That's all the more reason why you want to go ahead and remove them, right? So that's essentially the way you have to see it. I recommend like 6 months, so 3 to 6 months. If they haven't opened anything, they haven't engaged. What you can do though is that you can send what you call like an email, like "we miss you" type of email. So what that means is that you send out an email, and there's a lot of custom templates you can find online, and essentially it will say like, "Hey," in the subject line, "we miss you," or "are you there?" Something to that effect. And then the body of the email will tell people like, "Hey, we noticed you haven't been opening our emails or clicking. If you're still interested in X, Y, and Z, which is whatever it is that you provide and etc., then go ahead and click here to show us that you're still interested in our emails. If not, we're going to go ahead and unsubscribe you." When you say that, people are like, "Oh my gosh, no, I don't want to be removed. I promise, I'm gonna stay. All right, I'm gonna pay attention." Right? So you'll get some people that will actually click and respond, and then you'll get some people that will, not give you a response, which is fine. Right? So clean up your email list right now, so that way your email can be nice and fresh, and then that way when you start to, I ideally recommend like every 3 to 6 months you should be cleaning up your email list. If you can, especially if you're growing your email list a lot, like you're building up your leads. If you don't have an email list, so essentially like you're listening to this and you're thinking like, "No, Shoma, what are you talking about? I don't even know what an email list is. I don't have one of those. How do I get one?" Then what you need to prioritize is creating an email list in the first place, learning what email marketing is, learning why it's significant for every business, no matter what type of business you are, to have an email list. Email is not dead. Let me tell you right now. Anybody that's telling you that email marketing is dead is lying to you. All right, they're lying to you, or they have not figured it out themselves. Because studies show that for every person on your email list, that's usually equivalent to about $32 to $36 per subscriber. So, and you have to think, that may not seem like a lot, but as your email list grows, it is. And depends obviously on whatever your business model may look like. So, and plus people could be recurring customers. And like I said, it depends on if you have a B2B or a B2C type of business model. So if you don't have an email list, go ahead and get one going immediately. If you have a website and no email list, you need one, because you have to realize that most people that go to your website are not going to buy right away, and they're not going to do whatever it is you want them to do immediately. So that's why you need to give them an incentive, usually something that's beyond, get my newsletter, but something that's more appealing and attractive, and that will tell people, okay, yes, like let me give you my email address, and now boom, you have a database. So that's another reason why, like, you need an email list too, because it builds up your database. It's one thing to have, excuse me, it's one thing to have like 20,000 followers on social media, but it's way better to have 20,000 email subscribers, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't have, excuse me, you don't have control over those platforms, right? You don't have control over Facebook. You don't have control over Instagram, etc. So you want to prioritize building an email list early in the game. So if you're gonna say, okay, yes, I want to grow my social media, you should be you should be simultaneously thinking about growing your email list as well. The sooner the better. Capturing those leads is super important because they may not be ready to buy it right away, but they could be ready to buy at some point in the future. All right, the next one, number two, the second thing is, let me see. Oh, update your social media. Update your social media. Okay? So, you gotta update your social media. All right? If it's been a while since you like, this is probably gonna speak to you for those of you that have a social media an existing account and you haven't and you've been posting stuff, right? But you're not getting the results that you desire, or you have one, or you haven't created one, then obviously that means that you need to create one. But update it. So let me give you an example. Maybe it's time to reevaluate your branding message, right? So what's in your profile? So in the, like, on, for example, on Instagram, it's important as far as what you put in your profile. Your profile helps to give people a reason to follow you immediately. Okay? It adds to it, and on top of your content, your profile is what gives people incentive to follow you immediately, right? So for example, if you're posting on social media but and you're not getting a lot of people to follow, you need to consider optimizing your profile, right? So making it so that way, whatever it is that the messaging that you're saying, it's not speaking to people, or it's not, there's no clear messaging. It's not telling people immediately why they should follow you. So, and that's something I talk about is like, especially in a lot of the trainings, is that I'll literally show people my screen and like share with you, okay, here's my Instagram profile, here's what we put in it, here's why, and etc. So a couple things you can do is you need to pay attention to the words that you use in your username, right? The username is really important because that that is what's going to determine what comes to the in the algorithm, what comes in people's search. And then also what you put in your bio, like the words, the copy that you use is really, really essential. I remember one of the things that really shifted, especially on the TikTok page, is when I tweaked the wording and literally the wording that really accelerated the number of followers like really, really fast. So you have to honestly pay attention to your bio. So update your social media. That's an example of, that's like really good strategy right there. But it could also be your pictures, your profile pictures, um, your content, which accounts that you have. Do you have any accounts? That's what I'm talking about. So updating your social media, definitely want to do that right now and make sure that's in alignment with whatever your vision is for your business now and moving forward into 2023. And that goes into number three, all right? So number three is to rewrite your vision. Rewrite your vision. Let me ask you a question. Last time you looked at your business plan? Mm, has it been a while? When was the last time you looked at your vision? You probably looked at your vision board every day, but when was the last time you looked at your, literally a plan that you wrote out for the whole year, for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, whatever that looks like? And one thing I found is that the vision honestly often upgrades. The vision upgrades, the vision changes. I remember, in the Bible it says that, write the vision and make it what? Plain. Make it clear, make it simple, make it obvious, right? And so sometimes honestly the vision changes over time. If what my vision looks like for my business today is way different than what it looked like in 2018 or 2017. It's way different because why? Because I've grown, because I know more now, because I've done a lot of things now. I've seen a lot now. I've gone through so many different experiences now. So now the way I perceive how to expand my business is different than the way I perceived it years ago. So for some of you, have you taken that time to do that? Have you literally sat down and rewrote your vision and evaluate, okay, what needs to shift? What do we need to expand, scale, optimize? Are there different departments that you need to add to your team that you have not added? When will you hire people? What will be the determining factor will you hire? Right? What are your new um, key performance indicators? Has your KPIs changed? What are your numbers? What are your analytics? Have your analytics changed? Why haven't they changed? What have you done in the past 6 months? What haven't you done? What do you need to do? See what I mean? There's a different number of different things that you have to kind of evaluate, and it could have shifted. How has the pandemic changed the way you do business? Some of you, the last time you put together a business plan was in 2020, right? Or before that. And so now, since that time, things have obviously changed, and the way that we do business is different today. So you have to think ahead and consider that into your business planning, right? Into whatever it is that whatever your business may look like. Do you still have the same business model? Is it different, right? Has it changed? Do you need to change it, right? So these are some of the elements that you have to start to consider. So that's the third thing. That's the third thing as far as like your marketing task is to begin to rewrite the vision. And this may take a little bit of time, but you can start somewhere. You can create a one-page vision plan for your marketing, for your business. How are you going to get customers? How do you get customers right now? Is it referral only? Can you scale that? Right? Who do you need to partner with? Who do you need to reach back out to? What does your follow-up look like? See what I mean? So rewrite the vision for your business. Super, super, super important moving forward. Number 4 is to audit your marketing funnels, right? If you find this helpful, please share this. Audit your marketing funnels. Audit your marketing funnels. Okay, so what do I mean by this? One of the things that I teach people is how to create marketing funnels, right? I did like a whole training on here if you want to go back and listen to it. But I've done like a few trainings about marketing funnels. And then I've sent out to my email list as well as people in our program talking about what a marketing funnel looks like in detail. But you got to go back and audit it. So let me first give you a definition of what a marketing funnel is. So a marketing funnel is essentially the process that, and you so we have you can so people some people can use it interchangeably with the word sales funnel. So a marketing funnel or sales funnel is essentially what is the process that people go through before to that ultimately leads them to buying your products and services, right? What does that process looks like? That's essentially what a marketing funnel, and then also post delivery. So once they receive the product or they receive the service, then what does that look like afterwards? Are there upsells that you need to do? Are there cross sales? Right? So that's essentially what a marketing funnel looks like. So from the time that they become aware of who your brand or business is, which you need to evaluate, how do they become aware of it? Right? Is it referrals? Is it through SEO? Is it through social media? Is it through networking, right? Can you control the pace of that though? So you have to think about that, and then all the way until, okay, when they actually, give you the card information and buy X, Y, and Z. whether that's B2B or B2C. So you want to go back and audit them. So auditing and that would be auditing your current funnels. So reevaluate, okay, how are we currently creating brand awareness? And is it working? Is it effective? Is it reliable? Or do we need to reevaluate it and do it more or better or change something? How are we currently generating leads? Um, what is our conversion rate with generating leads, right? What is the conversion rate looks like? What does our click-through rate looks like? How many people that become aware of us actually end up, booking a call or joining our email list or joining our text message list? Those are all examples of taking people from awareness to leads, right? Then, okay, what does our sales funnel process looks like, right? So meaning that, okay, now that they book a call or buy or join our email list, how do we close people? How many people do we close on average? Is that effective? Is it not working? Right? Is it something that we can do to scale? Do we need to add more people to the process? Right? So these are examples where you are auditing your marketing funnel. You're evaluating what can be worked upon. Okay, so that is number 3. Oh, sorry, that's number 4. All right. And then the last one, number 5, is add more automations. Add more automations. So what I mean by this is like, so once you start the process, right, and you create that funnel and you audit the funnel, now what will happen? Now that you learn, okay, now that we audited our funnel, because based on what our new vision looks like, then it's going to be okay. What can we automate more, right? So for example, okay, let me give you a quick example. Let's say part of your funnel is that when people book a call or when people join your list or something, essentially the goal, what you normally do is that you will send them a message. You'll reach out to them and say, hey, we do X, Y, and Z. If you're interested in this, click this link right here, right? So now what you can do instead is that you can create an email sequence that does the same thing. So you can create an email sequence, and then now you just tag people, and now when they join the list, based on whatever it is that they join for, you tag them, and then that automates the process to put them on the phone call with you or your team. See that? So that's adding an automation, right? If you create it where they watch a training but they don't finish the training, you add an automation that tells them, hey, we noticed that you registered. We don't want you to miss out on this information. It's valuable. It's limited time. Click here again to watch the rest of the training. That's an automation, right? That's something that's added in order to automate that process. So automations, I'm telling you today, automations will make you a whole lot of money. Automations will systemize the process. Automations will scale what you're doing. And here's the other thing, automations and knowing how, when, and where will save you a lot of money in HR. Oh my God. It will save you a lot of money in hiring people, right? I remember, let me share a quick story with you and then I'll wrap up. You said what I remember. There was a time in my business where, man, I was very generous because I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better, and I just thought, oh, you know, this is how much so and so pays per hour. And there's nothing wrong with this too. Let me say right now, there's nothing wrong with, of course, paying people their worth. Absolutely, paying people fairly. Paying your employees right. I definitely firmly agree with that. But I also believe in economical sense. I also believe in making sure you are aware of your numbers, making sure that your business still remains profitable so that you can keep going on, right? I also believe in that too. I also believe as well that you have to evaluate what people true value is and pay them accordingly to that. And sometimes it may not be as much as whatever your thinking is. So anyways, though, I remember when I was early on in the game and I paid everybody that worked for me $15 per hour, no matter what their role was. That was the starting point. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to be that. I'm gonna be that CEO, right? I'm gonna be that boss, right? And everybody gonna shoot. Everybody gonna love me. Nobody gonna want to leave my team, right? But what they were doing was not equivalent to, me paying them that much per hour, right? And it really wasn't like, I don't know what the minimum wage is today now, but I know obviously, especially at that time, because this is years ago. This is before the minimum wage is what it is today. So it was more than double the minimum wage in the U.S. More than double that. And I just told people everything to do. So they still had to depend on me communicating to them versus me having it already systemized, organized, and automated, etc. And I spent on average about $13,000 per month just on my team alone. Just on my team alone, that's how much I was spending per month. And I had to, and then it took some time, it took some time for like me to realize like I was spending too much money, as far as like what their role was in comparison to what I needed and etc. And they did a great job, but in hindsight, what I know now, I wouldn't honestly spend that much per month. I wouldn't. So that's how much I was spending per month, every single month, and then some. That was not including, y'all, that was not including all my other expenses. That was not including paying myself. That was not including all the operating expenses. That was not including all the software, my accountant, everybody. Right? So I had to, and it wasn't like a huge, large team. I think it wasn't even up to 10 people, right? It was maybe like 5 or 6 or so. No, like 6 or 7 at that time. So anyways, in hindsight, what I know now is that I've now been able to create very organized, systemized approach to that. Honestly, a lot of things are replaced with software, right? There's definitely human touch because I need human touch for customer support. I need human touch for following up with the lead. I do need that. But a lot of those things now have been automated. Here's something I'm going to help you with. It's called Zapier. Zapier.com. Zapier, if you can learn how to use Zapier, it's like you paying a team, right? But you're only paying that team $25, $50, $60 per month to do the same thing that 8 people would do for you, that you would be paying them per hour. Okay. Okay. That's one of the beautiful things about the online space. That people have to realize that when you have a brick and mortar business, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I will tell you is that the overhead will always be more for brick and mortar. It will always be more. But with online though, there's so much that you can scale and automate without people. And so Zapier allows you to, that's one tool that I use. That's one of many tools I use. But Zapier allows you to essentially automate tasks that you would probably give to somebody else that honestly they may not do it at the time that you want them to do it. They may not remember to do it at the frequency you want them to do it, right? And it will take them longer, right? So essentially, you could tell somebody that you pay whatever dollars per hour that you pay them, and so you tell them, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z task, and it takes them 4 hours to do that same task that Zapier would do in 10 minutes, right? Or less than that. And literally, because now you have to think about that process is happening over and over and over and over again. So every single week, which is why the money really added up when I had my team, the team I had back then, the money really added up because I was paying them to do all these tasks that was taking them forever to do. And it was costing me the money, right? I was paying for all that. Versus Zapier replaces like half of those tasks, and I pay Zapier, not even $50 a month. So that's what I'm telling you, you gotta get tools to save your life, okay? You get the right tools, the right automations, You can make so much money online. I'm telling you, and have such little overhead. It's really amazing. So here are the 5 different tasks, right? Here's the 5 different tasks. Let me or the 5 different things I'm going to mention one more time is, and then I'll answer your questions that you may have. One, you need to clean up your list. Okay, if you haven't done that already, clean it up. Or create one if you don't have one. 2, update your social media accounts. Okay, update them immediately, right? Do that before the year is over. Number 3, rewrite your vision. Okay, evaluate, is your vision still on point? Did it change in the past few months or the past few years? Number 4, audit your marketing funnels or your sales funnels. Reevaluate them. Does something need to be tweaked, addressed, or fixed, or updated? And then number 5 is to add more automations. All right, add more automations. I'm telling you right now, you will save so much money. You will save so much money if you know how to use the right tools, the right systems. Your whole life will be like so much better than than what it is right now. That's how people are honestly making 50, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 months, but the overhead is like 6,000. It's amazing. Like I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all today. So I hope that what I said, I was gonna get really passionate about this stuff, but I hope what I said was really helpful and informative. I hope that it opened up your eyes. All right. I hope that you got some insight, and that you're gonna apply it. I'm telling you, if you apply this information, your life will really be better. And I do have a free training. So if you found this helpful, go register for the free training. I attached it to the pin link here. But it's called How to Have Social Media Success for Beginners. All right, How to Have Social Media Success for Beginners. It will be like, because for those of you that have like a funnel in place, or you want to create a funnel, that's the starting point. You need to figure out what you're doing online first, because that's how you create brand awareness. The very first step to every funnel is brand awareness, not lead generation, but brand awareness. How are people becoming aware of your business or brand, whether it's B2B or B2C? So, and I teach you all that through social media. I talk about TikTok, I talk about Facebook, I talk about Instagram, etc. So if you want to learn more, it's a free training. At least right now, it's a free training. I may decide to make it a paid training, honestly, because of the value that I share in it. But if you want to register for that for free, click the link that I just posted right here to register for it right away. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end right here on Facebook. If you have questions on Facebook, just send me a message, and then I'm going to continue over here in our room. All right, so I'll talk with you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Talk with you soon.